What's going on, guys? Mike, aka Crypto Jewels. We are going to do a Verasity update, VRA. So let's just hop straight into it. All right. So this is just a follow-up from the last video we did, just to give a real quick overview of ultimately what I believe is going on here. Let me throw those fibs back on there. I took him off because it was distracting me while I was charting. Okay, so all right, here we go. So just a real quick high time frame, not high time frame, but zoomed out view of what I think is going on. This is on the 4-hour chart. I believe this entire structure up is a large impulsive structure, being a one wave or possibly an A wave. And putting in likely trend reversal, and we are working on our 2 wave or possibly our B wave as an A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for our C. So I actually do believe that our C is likely in. That still has not been validated yet, but I think the likelihood of this continuing and pushing forward to the upside is more likely than not. So, you know, there's the one thing that I'm not entirely sure of. Down here, I've got this counted as a 5. So I'm assuming that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is a truncated 5th. So that's my assumption that this does play out. It is possible that this is the 5th wave here, and this is some sort of a 1, 2. And then once we hit that, that'll be a 3, and then you'll have to have a 4 and then a 5. But once we need another pop regardless to even have that as a possibility. So first and foremost, with my assumption that this is a truncated 5th here, I'm going to assume, or at least not look at that situation yet. I'm going to look at this as a 1, 2, a 3, working on some sort of a consolidation for a 4, and then we'll need a pop back up for our 5. From there is when we'll need to either have a 3-wave retrace down if this is a 2-wave, if this is a 1 and this is a 2, and then break back above the top of that 1, or if it is indeed the top of our 3, this being our 1, this being our 2, this being our whole subwave structure of our 3, then we would need to hold the 382, break back up, and then have our 3-wave down. So, you know, ultimately we'll talk about that if and when we get there. But for now, what do we need to have happen in order to keep this structure at least viable for an impulse? As of right now, we have we've already retraced down to 38.2% retracement level. If we've talked about so many different times on all my different channels, if you pay attention and watch these videos, is typical 4-wave retracements are 50% to 38.2% retracement level. Let's see, the 2-wave here was a deep 2. So ideally, you would want to see a shallower 4-wave. That's not a rule, that's a guideline, so it does not matter really if we do end up coming down to this 50% level and then impulsing up from there. But ultimately, I would prefer not to see this 50% level fail. I don't want to see sustained price action really below 0.0492 at this point. That would kind of start to raise some red flags as to, you know, maybe something else is going on in this count. You know, maybe this is just an ABC, or maybe it's a, you know, it could turn into a leading diagonal where you have a 1 wave, and then you would have, you know, some sort of a 2, and then it would ultimately be choppy and corrective on its way up as a leading diagonal. So that's kind of ultimately the scenarios I'm looking at. But for now, there's no reason for me to assume that we're not going to, you know, hold this support level here. I'll keep my eye on it, and I'll keep these charts updated. But what I'm looking for is that area to hold, and then a pop up for our 5, and then some sort of a retracement with a break back above. So that's what I'm looking for. See y'all later.